Yeah, I'll have a large extra butter popcorn, and she'll have snow caps. Really? Snow caps? They taste like cardboard. Okay.
Come along, it's time for you to listen to this review from DC to MCU. It's time for Rundown Reviews. Rundown Reviews. Rundown Reviews.
Is that how that works? If we just,
I think so.
If we just start,
If we just
won't have any more problems.
right, that's how it works. Boys, girls, gender resistors, we watched Buffy. Welcome to Comic Book Rundown Presents Rundown Reviews. I've been the guy who's going to drink heavily this episode. I am Chuck.
Look at that. He gets the
tall boy.
episodes of Elite Eight Showdown finally start releasing over on Patreon a month
Next week.
of
Next
release.
week.
I said Patreon.
No, the following week. The following week it will be released for free, and then everybody
Sure.
can go download.
Which would have been like a month ago at the time of you guys listening to this.
That's true. At time of recording, the first episode is officially gone out.
Yep. And he changes the whole attitude. Great.
Well, somebody had to start drinking, so
Yes, and other people aren't allowed to, so.
Yeah.
I will say though, that was a fun episode.
Fuck you. Don't say shit. Fuck you.
Oh, you haven't listened to it yet? Sorry.
No, I'm not part of the Patreon, man.
I will say that I will say this about it. It is both recorded in pre and post of that situation. And like half the episodes were done pre, then somebody went out to go get cigarettes and never came back for a while, and then the post episodes and
the
not a lot changes, weirdly. Not
Oh really?
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, check it out. Elite Eight Showdown at time of release has been out a couple episodes, probably 4 or 5 episodes. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
So go check it out.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1992. Now, this is my first time ever seeing this movie. I've watched the series numerous times. This is the first time I've ever seen this movie. Ron, I know you have seen this movie.
Oh, I've actually, this is the second time I think I've watched it this year.
Okay.
So somebody had never watched it, and I had quoted something from it, because I do quote from this movie heavily because there are a lot of funny things in here that just they show up in day-to-day conversations.
Sure.
But we ended up watching it, and then, like I said on our last episode, a friend of mine, we were talking about it, and I remembered what it was that reminded me of it. She was going to a dance, and she had on a dress and a leather jacket. And I was like, if your dress was white, this would be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anyways, Chuck, have you seen this?
I want to say I've seen it once. I think I watched it maybe last Halloween, 2 Halloweens ago at this point. And I don't remember anything of it. And maybe I didn't even get through it, or I put it on and I was like, oh, I'm not paying attention now, actually. So I was gonna come back to it. So this was my first time truly sitting down and watching this movie. And I have feelings about it. I don't know. So I'm the same as Joey. I was a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer television show fan.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Michelle Gellar got me through a lot of very important years of my life.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say bottles of lubrication, but
that's no. I only dry rub. I'm not wasting money on lubricant. You kidding me?
Love it.
I didn't need anybody to find out. You know, my mom would. No. That's why I can't come very often, Ron. It's because it's all chafed and beat up down there. Between that and the dodgeball I took from my fifth grade gym teacher, drilled me directly into the dick with a dodgeball. Directly in my dick. And proceeded to not be able to have a testicle for 3.5 years till it finally dropped back down one day.
Woo!
So, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, so my whole time watching this movie, and it's my own fault for having the show knowledge in my head, Like whenever they would stake a vampire, I expected them to like burn away, and no,
I
they
did
just
too. Yeah.
lay down and die.
Okay. Most
Although,
importantly, though, they never ever stake them in the heart, so it's really hard to make them disappear and die because she was always like in the stomach or like way off to the
but
side
that's the
or
thing, because she was always taught, like, what's his name? Merrick,
Merrick.
taught her the heart is over here. Like when they had the dummy, the heart was right there. Like that's where you gotta stake her. So she did.
No, a lot of the times it would be like in the stomach, like if this is their chest and this is the bottom of their rib cage, it'd be like right here.
They went down, didn't come back up, so I count them as dead.
Re-dead.
Yeah, but they were already dead.
Sure, but they were walking around talking.
Have we talked about this?
We sort of
in the episode that just came out.
No different than the droid.
We actually just talked about. Well, we talked about it in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze. About as long as it talks and whatever, and it dies, it counts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I mean, when we get to like 30 Days a Night, that's going to be a lot of people dying and then dying again. So
yeah.
And even like any of the even during Resident Evil, we talked about that during Resident Evil when they were there and then killed again. So
yeah, but the first one was only one kill.
Yeah, that's true. Only counts as one.
Yeah, well, yes, but anyway.
Anywho.
Anyway.
Sorry,
so where do you want to? Where does Ron want to start with this?
Let's start with how fucking stupid everybody is in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I like this movie. I actually really enjoy this movie because it's super campy and it's super ridiculous. But everybody is so fucking dumb.
I could not stand their dialogue within the first like 10 minutes of the movie.
As if, Joey.
I understand that it's supposed to be California, it's supposed to be Valley Girl speak, and like, you know, this is fresh off of 90210, Melrose Place. Like, it's not around the same time for those TV shows. And yeah, you're going to have those California Valley Girl speak. And this was just like to the 10th degree. And oh my God, I want to strangle myself hearing all of it.
Yeah.
I forgot that this was the 90s because it felt very 80s, but then I'm like, oh, well, technically 80s don't end until like 94 actually. So it was kind of like, I don't know, it felt like a very 80s movie even though it was supposed to be set in the 90s. The thing about the dialogue that bothered me, and it may have only been specifically the coach for the basketball team. I didn't understand if they were trying to make some sort of weird political statement or something, or like commentary on something. Because he felt very like he was supposed to be targeting a very like specific kind of group of something. I don't know. It felt like this is the same. The dialogue felt like the same people who complain about kids getting participation trophies, and they were trying to make a joke out of that.
Yeah, like that was definitely the way he seemed. Like, oh, you guys are. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Actualize yourselves or whatever. Like,
you are a person. You're a person or something like that. He kept saying.
He also had a football. What's this called? Oh wow.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The thing that he had, the clipboard,
like the
football clipboard, like with the like on the play in the very beginning, and like that's not you're doing basketball, dude. What are you doing? Pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, and he was like, yeah. Which one are we? The X's or the O's or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he wasn't like actually trained to do it. By the way, worst cheerleaders. The worst cheerleaders.
No, that they like Buffy herself did not know what she was doing.
No,
she was not a cheerleader. You could definitely tell.
Okay, they hired her. Obviously, is she some sort of like teen heartthrob that was in something extremely popular before this came out?
Christy Swanson? No, I don't think so. I think this might have been
her
not
debut?
her first one, but hold on, let me see.
Was she a
no? It was actually Hilary Swank's theatrical debut.
Yeah,
Her first movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, before she was the next Karate Kid.
Yeah. Let's see, because funny enough, I knew Christy Swanson was in this, but my first introduction to her was "Dude, Where's My Car?"
Okay, that's ooh, all right.
Oh no, she was in Pretty in Pink.
When did that come out?
86.
86.
Ferris Bueller's
Okay.
Day Off.
Yeah, because she was the girl in class that was like, she's one of the people they were talking to about Ferris missing the day and being sick or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so she's had some roles. Like she's been around.
All right.
She's been working since 84.
Okay, so yeah, this may have been this may have been their attempt to make her a mainstream star or something.
It
felt like
Hot Shots too. Nice.
It felt like they were trying to. They hired her based on solely her looks and that she was a draw. Because she's a smoke show. Yeah, she's a smoke show in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
But she
Christy
can't act.
Boner.
I mean, kind of she plays a Valley girl pretty well, but
Sure.
I feel like she probably was a Valley girl. So that was she was just a teen. But she can't act. She does the cheerleading bad. Her fight choreography is, I mean, everybody's fight choreography is atrocious in this, but her fight choreography specifically is just rough. I mean, not even, it's like they showed her what to do minutes before they filmed the scene. There was no training, no nothing.
I can see that.
And so that's kind of where this movie starts to fall apart for me. I still had a good time with it, and it's very much like a cool little capsule of the 90s.
Well, not to mention you got to see your hometown hero there, Pee Wee Herman.
Speaking of,
oh yeah, that's true.
Kind
of forgot.
Apparently, he decided when I first saw him, that was a choice to make him look like that. Apparently, he decided on that look himself. Because that was similar to how he looked when he got arrested. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
I mean, I thought I won't lie until Ron just pointed it out. Didn't realize that was him. So that works out pretty well.
Wow, and you call yourself where are you from again?
Mariana.
you call yourself where or Oniantian? I don't know.
What do we call ourselves? Yeah, Oniantians. I think I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't know that was Pee Wee Herman.
I mean, I wasn't looking for him to be fair, so
I feel like you think it.
His death scene was pretty great. I did.
Dude, I will do that every now and then. Just fall down,
and get back up,
and then you kick the wall a couple times and.
Now that was one of the scenes where Christy Swanson definitely broke character because you could see her laughing.
Yeah,
they kept it in.
So there's parts of this movie that play to the idea that it knows it's a comedy. It kind of breaks fourth wall. Him dying almost felt like a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
Which is it was really funny, but also super fucking confusing of what the tone of this movie was supposed to be.
Oh, it was supposed to be a campy joke.
Actually, it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be a serious movie. Joss Whedon did write this movie. He didn't direct it, so I was wrong on that. But it was his writing style for this movie was a more serious tone. But the director kept rewriting the script and made it more lighter, I think is what the trivia said.
I'm glad they did, because that's the only reason why I like this movie, is because it is so campy and ridiculous and
there's nothing wrong with it being a little darker, but the show, when he was under his control, did a better take of that, because you were able to spread it all out. You could add in the campiness, the comedy, have the serious moments, and it works better. Hell, they got 7 seasons out of it. So
yeah, but you're talking about a show as opposed to an hour and a half long movie or whatever.
Exactly. You're able to build on it in the show, whereas because it was 86 minutes, I think. It may have been longer. I think it actually was longer because there was some scenes allegedly cut out that I guess one of the scenes was supposed to have Seth Green in it, but you actually do see him in the movie, so his scene didn't get cut out. I don't know. There actually is a lot of cameos in this movie.
There are a lot of cameos in this movie. And I don't know if they're actually cameos, because I don't know if any of those people are actually that popular at the time.
Sure, but they're cameos now, so we're counting.
Yeah, I mean, I still counted them as cameos. Yeah,
like Seth Green, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck is uncredited even.
Yes, Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake, I've got her down.
Uncredited.
Yep.
And Thomas Jane apparently was in this movie.
What?
Yeah, like because at one point I had to pause it, and I watched it on Prime, and his name was up there. I think it was the guy the vampire that she lured into the alley. I think that was Thomas Jane. I'm not 100% sure because for whatever reason it seemed like the X-ray on the Prime was off by a few scenes.
Gotcha.
Because there was definitely like a time when I paused it when Donald Sutherland was in the scene, but he wasn't on the X-ray. But it had Hilary Swank, but she wasn't in the scene. I'm like, what the? Okay, whatever. So I don't know exactly where he was, but he was apparently in this movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
Me neither.
Honestly, any of them.
Yeah, it was a little surprising. I did like the campiness though. Like I can't imagine this movie trying to be serious and it being good. I think the director probably did look at this and was like, we have to lean into the campiness for this to actually sell, which is like a fair product of the 90s. Like realistically, like it's weird because Clueless comes out after this, but this definitely has like a Clueless vibe.
You know, you're not wrong.
That's what it felt like.
Because they were all fucking clueless. Oh.
Yeah. They're all being California Valley people.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, same thing.
They're not.
Oh, man.
So
AI, man.
I don't remember Yabos being a term that we used in the 90s to.
We didn't. Only movies did. Hocus Pocus and this.
Exact. Those are the two I think of. I'm like,
yep.
Why is that an expression? But okay.
Yabos.
I'm
gonna start using that in class and being like, "You guys don't know Yabos? Wow, I guess you guys are getting old, huh? That's like the new slang." It's my new favorite thing to do now because they're all just like, "What?"
I love it.
Oh yeah, my nephew says it all the time. I guess you guys just aren't cool anymore. It's weird. It's so strange.
Nephew's like 5.
They don't know that.
I know, that makes it funny. No, they know that.
Okay.
Funny. Yeah, I was like, they're already setting trends at 5 years old, so I don't know what to tell you guys because you're just getting old.
Love it. I love it.
You're not watching enough YouTube.
Also, how rich was Buffy? Because she had 2 microwaves. In the 90s.
In 92, nonetheless.
Yeah. They have been rich.
That's filthy rich.
Speaking of rich people, though, David Arquette's character in this, Benny.
Yeah.
When they are drunk and he's like, man, these Richies need to be stopped. I have never more agreed with something that David Arquette has said in a movie than that right there.
God bless David Arquette, greatest WCW champion ever. I love that.
Oh my God! What movie was that?
Ready to Rumble.
Yes, that was such a great movie.
I fucking love that movie. Yeah, it's awesome because genuinely feel bad for him because he did not want the title. He didn't want to do it. But they're like, no, it's gonna be great publicity, blah blah blah. And he's like, I just want to be, because he's legitimately just a fan of pro wrestling. That's why he wanted to do all the promotion stuff. And he was just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to don't put the title on me. This is a bad idea. They talk him into it, and it's arguably one of the things that's classified as like the thing that killed WCW was the time. When they put David Arquette, it almost derailed his career because he got so much heat for it that like people just fucking hated that dude. Yeah, it was crazy.
Damn.
I definitely recommend if you've never seen the documentary, there's one called there's a documentary out called "You Can't Kill David Arquette," which talks about him going back and doing, like, he makes an indie run in like 2018, I think 17, 18, something like that, and he does a fucking death match with Mike, Jesus Christ, Nick fucking Gage, where he gets stabbed in the neck with a light tube and almost bleeds out. It's fucking awesome. Go check out that movie. Yeah, You Can't Kill David Arquette. It's great. It's a great Donko.
They obviously did not watch Scream 6 before they named that movie. Okay.
Nope.
Oh
Anyway.
shit!
Also, if I've learned
6-year-old
anything,
movie.
Never seen it.
If I've
pretty good,
learned
actually.
anything, nobody dies in Scream. So
No. If they die, they're dead. They're
Matthew
dead.
Lillard has talked several times about it.
Allegedly. Yeah, no, that's fair. But then again, Skeet Ulrich is back, but he's like he was back. But he was like a figment of the main character's imagination. So yeah.
I don't know if I ever saw Scream 6. Is that the one that's just like they retitled it Scream or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Scream 6 and I'm sorry, Scream 5 and 6.
Yeah,
right.
5 is
he was in 5 is where he gets killed. Sorry, my bad. 5 and 6 are really good. It's like a reimagining. It's following a whole new group of people while still paying homage to the originals. It's basically what 4 tried to be, but better.
Right. Yeah, okay. I remember.
I've seen Scream 1 and 2.
I think I remember the twist. So
yeah,
that's good.
Anyway.
I liked it.
I watched them all last year. Again,
Mm.
they're good.
Yeah, they're right.
Okay, so moving on.
I hate it when people talk in theaters, and I cannot blame them for hating them for sitting in front of them and just talking the whole fucking time, even if they didn't pay for the movie. Like
I understand that was a thing that we all did in the 90s and early 2000s. Is that something still going on? Like,
yes, nobody shuts the fuck up in movie theaters.
No.
It's even worse.
Sneaking in. Like, yes, you're correct.
Yeah, all the time. No.
Usually you just do a double feature.
Yeah. Now it's
or as we used to call them, a double feature.
Nobody. Oh, so at my movie theater, there's no doors to get in, like that you can sneak in like a side. There's no side doors.
Gotcha.
And all there are side doors, but there's alarms on them. So if you open them, they go off. But what people do is they'll go to one movie and then they wait like 7 minutes and then they jump to another movie.
Yep, that's what we used to do.
Yeah, nobody ever fucking checks them. So
yeah, okay.
But also they have 20 places that she named off where they could go watch movies. Must be fucking nice.
I got one.
Yep.
We have two.
I got one. We used to have 2.
4.
The second one got condemned. I've got 3 if I'm willing to drive at least an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, we used to have 4 here in Fort Wayne. We had the one off.
I think Coventry closed before DuPont opened.
Nope, because they were still doing the dollar theaters there.
I thought it was already they were up to 3 and then they closed up when DuPont officially opened. I could
see. I thought it was afterwards, but whatever.
Anyway.
Anywho.
We had a fair amount. We had some choices.
Yeah,
now
it was nice.
The only good one.
Yeah, really. Because the Rave, what the hell is it called now? Carmike.
No, AMC.
AMC, yeah. Dude, it's been renamed so many times, I don't know.
I know.
But they still have the same seating in there that they had when the Rave opened in 2002.
Yep.
And it's disgusting.
That
is the same as my theater.
Yeah, when DuPont was here and they were, the AMC or Carmike or whatever the heck they were, that was probably the best theater, even better than Regal.
I wouldn't go that far because they had the nice reclining chairs. They had the nice reclining chairs at Regal.
They didn't get those until 2 or 3 years before DuPont closed.
True.
And DuPont had they didn't have the white seats like Regal, but they had room. You still had room, which was nice.
Well, but you know what they didn't have?
They also actually slanted. Well, no, that was...
Yeah, that was the one up on DuPont.
That was at DuPont, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it was. We went and watched for, was that Christmas that you got us all the tickets for that?
I rented out a theater and went and saw
Wonder Woman 84.
84, yeah.
And there's This is
What a
Christmas,
weird
Christmas
gift to give
Day.
people. Do you hate those?
I think it was
or-
Christmas Day,
It's Christmas
and there was
because-
no heat in this theater,
Yeah.
and we were all in there freezing our asses off. And then they gave us all free tickets. So we gave them all to Joey, and then he's just like, "Yeah, so I watched movies for like however
like,
many weeks."
months. Yeah, it was great.
Good job, Joe. Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fucking Christ. Yeah, my movie theater still has the seats from when I was a kid in the '90s. In like 2 of the theaters, they'd never replaced. They've still.
Chuck's
never
like that. That's still my
haven't
piss
updated
stain
them.
in that seat right there.
Yeah, yo, those floors are so gross. It's disgusting because I don't think they've ever mopped them. I think they just sweep the popcorn up and move on.
They do.
And then the only time that they've ever replaced seats was there was a flood in 2007 that destroyed some of the seats because the whole movie theater like got flooded by like 2 or 3 feet and they had to take seats out. But it's all all of the theaters
Cleanest.
are super like angled up because they're really small. So all the stuff that was on the floor got ripped up, and then
Cleanest
they
those seats have
started-
been since 1997.
oh yeah, for sure. There's 2 theaters that have the old original seats, and you always get fucking super bummed when you find out your movies in that theater. And then they started replacing seats because they put in the recliners. Which all we ever hear from the movie theater people, but they did, mind you, they did this before the pandemic, so this was like what 5 years ago now, something like that, and they are still complaining about how they've lost seats because of it, because they lost the capacity by like 30% in each theater, blah blah blah. It's like you ain't selling out the fucking theaters anyway, so what's the fucking point? Nobody goes to goddamn movies anymore, so who cares?
Certain movies you'll get a sellout, but other than that, like that's one movie every like
Dude,
opening
we went and watched
3
watch Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters, and it wasn't even sold out.
opening weekend.
No, it was the week after that, but
Okay, because
it was still within.
I watched it opening night, and it wasn't sold out. So,
oh wow,
opening
here in Fort Wayne, don't really get. The last time I went to a sold out theater was probably like, don't get me wrong, like Deadpool Wolverine had a lot of people, but there were still spots left. Maybe Terrifier 3, and that's only because it was in a smaller theater.
Yeah, movie theater here. Maybe if it's like a Marvel movie, will sell out on the weekend. Like they may sell all of their shows like showings out.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like you could go whenever, and there'll always be decent seats. So
yeah.
Anyway, Buffy.
Back to the
sorry about that 20-minute.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was my bad.
Movie's a little boring, but whatever. It's fine.
I mean, this movie isn't terrible. Like I had fun with it.
But
I was looking at my phone a lot than I probably should have.
Well, see, I've seen it so many times that like I fell asleep for the last like 10 minutes of the movie because I didn't start watching it until about 11 o'clock. Because the friend I was telling you about came over to watch the movie with me, but I had to wait till she got out of her rehearsal for the play that she's in.
Yeah.
And
running some lines. All right.
Anyways, so we started watching it like fairly late.
Pizza. Anyway.
So we didn't start watching it until really late, so I fell asleep. But I was still able to write down all the notes that I wanted to write down because
you've seen the movie enough, yeah.
Yeah. But did you guys notice the gloves that Lothos has on? Lothos is the main vampire bad guy.
Yeah.
Are those brown work gloves that you can get for like 97 cents at the gas station? Like those are the gloves that he has on for that part of the movie.
Well, if budget is anything in this movie, that's probably all they can afford.
Yeah, and the costume choices were interesting in this movie,
to say the least.
I felt like the majority of them probably just got the shit out of their wardrobe, like regular wardrobe,
or they got it from casts of other movies that they were in that they just took their costumes home with, like the security guards and like the random
movie. Like look like this, like the main like vampire dude is dressed like your typical movie vampire, and it was just like I looked at it and go, oh right, we haven't actually hit the goth era yet because this is
Right,
92.
this is 92.
So grunge is just becoming a thing. So we haven't hit like everybody's leather daddy. Got it. Okay, this is making more sense now.
Also, Merrick is a creepy old dude.
So,
like his mannerisms, the way he says things, the way he creeps up on her. But also, this goes back to everybody being dumb. She has been the same exact person in every single fucking reincarnation.
yeah.
She has looked the exact same. And he's like, I wasn't sure it was you. And she's like, oh, well, how do you know? And he's like, because you got a big mole. You know, like...
That thing, I had it removed years ago.
Oh, my God.
Look,
but one of the things that I do say a lot... that
was that?
When she's like, you threw a knife at my head. And he's like... and you caught it. I will say that just randomly, like, because I throw knives at people's heads a lot.
Yeah, you do.
As one does.
Sometimes I catch them. Not great.
I will say, liquid death grave fruit not as good. If you like,
I thought you were drinking booze.
No, it's liquid death, dude. It's grapefruit flavored. Anyway, go ahead.
Ugh.
It's gross. That's disgusting.
I'm not a grapefruit guy.
I'm not either.
Speaking of Merrick, so he says that he's been doing this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. When he's reborn after he dies, which he does die in this movie, does he get reborn fully grown, you think?
That would probably be really painful for his mom.
I'm just asking because...
I wonder if it's more along the lines of like he hits the age of like 25 and then all the knowledge comes to him. Or something like that, you know?
Because he's training the same one over and over again, if he were to ever die before her, does she just have to go find him then? Like, what's the sitch here?
Maybe if he dies before she gets reincarnated, that's just like a wasted trip for him, and then, you know, they have to restart the next time and hope they get a better lineup with the dates and stuff.
Okay.
But when he's like, you know, come with me now to the graveyard, right?
She's so easily convinced on that. Like, what the hell?
Right?
Oh, but yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Like, she's so dumb. She would be kidnapped and sold into human trafficking.
They all would.
Heartbeat.
They all would.
Oh god, yeah, it's not great.
But they get to the graveyard, and they're sitting on the tombs. And he's like, yes, this person died 3 days ago. Who died 3 days ago is already in the ground with grass growing over top of the fucking grave.
I thought it was still, unless grass was on the edges, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, okay, I thought it was still dirt.
Like, there's only the spot, like, right there where he breaks out that was dirt. The rest of it was grass.
So I'm glad you asked, Ron. I spend a lot of time in cemeteries. And I've watched them dig graves. And what they do is they cut the sod away. And they lift it and they roll it up. And then they put the casket in, they push the dirt back over, and then they put the grass back on. So the grass technically would still be there, but the fact that they got any sort of caretakers to do that work in 3 days is the most unbelievable part of this movie, and this movie has vampires in it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no fucking way you're going to get groundskeepers of a cemetery to find and bury a dude in 3 days. No fucking
way. Also, so, well, even because he would have had an autopsy because it was a murder.
Yeah.
Like, it was, okay. So an autopsy, an autopsy usually takes at least a day or two to get him in there, get him taken care of, you know, get them all put back together.
Murders happening all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
So the coroner is super backed up at this point.
Look at it. Everybody's dumb.
Yeah. Except for Pike for some reason, and he's drunk half the time.
Well, okay, that was another thing. So another thing that I say a lot is the "you're floating," you know, because he's sitting there, he's talking to him for like a full 3 minutes before he realizes that he's out of his window.
He looks down like 3 different times.
Yeah, he's like, and then he just keeps trying to open the window or whatever, and he's like. But I do say that a lot. You're floating, you know. I don't know.
Luke Perry.
His son is a professional wrestler, Jack Perry.
Luke Perry's son? Nice.
Yeah. He works for AEW.
Oh, cool.
He's all right.
The fact that sorry.
No, I would say I really enjoyed Luke Perry's character in this.
Yes.
He was
the other than David Arquette specifically, he's the standout in this movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
He does have some pretty awesome line delivery in this.
Yeah,
because he just sounds like he probably was just drunk every day on set, like so he could get into character.
I mean, this is like he's I think 2 years into Naruto and at this point, give or take.
But I do have one problem with his character.
Heavy at this point. Yeah.
My biggest problem with his character is that he's a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
And when he's trying to get his van to restart, he pumps the gas and would know better than to flood his engine like that.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I saw that, I'm like, come on, he's supposed to be a mechanic.
And she's supposed to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, anyways.
Yeah. But also, like when so at the basketball game, we get Grueller. What's his name?
Yeah, Grueller or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he shows up, and also the fact that the vampires have like weird ears.
Very clearly something wrong with this dude, but we're just gonna pretend like it's not a problem. Okay, got it.
Like he starts like threatening the other team to get the basketball, and then Buffy, who sees it, realizes what's going on because of her cramps, which is power.
Why? Okay, Joss Whedon. Why cramps?
I don't know if that was him or if that was the director, because apparently Whedon walked out of film. What does it say here? He was so frustrated by how much of his vision was being mishandled, and how much of it was being rewritten, that he eventually left the set during production and never came back.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very Zack Snyder of him. Holy shit.
Whoa, we need the Whedon cut of Buffy.
No.
We need the Whedon cut of Buffy.
Actually, that exists.
Actually,
of course it does.
It's a comic that he put out called Buffy Origins, and that is ultimately what the show, like the sequel to prequel to the show, because the show came out first, and then he put the comic out. And also, not to try to make you feel bad, but Snyder left because his daughter died.
I'm just
for what?
I meant more of him getting mad that his perfect little creation in his brain,
his vision
was getting was destroyed, so he needed to cry.
Cool, I'm just trying to make you feel bad. Anyway.
Oh, Joey, I could care less about his kid. Fuck them kids, you know what I mean? Like it's but my
God damn.
Wow. Ever since,
Anyway.
So there was an important lesson in this movie, however.
The very end, when the guy's being interviewed, his quote.
All right, just in case Zach watches, I don't mean that, Zach. I'm sorry, okay? Goddamn. Now you make me feel bad.
See, I knew you had a heart there somewhere.
I win.
But, no, not at the end of the movie. A little bit before that, when, what's her boyfriend's name? I don't remember.
Jerry Perry?
Sure, whatever. But, and then his best friend grabs her ass, and she, flips him over and slams him on the ground. Consent, children. Consent is important. Everybody needs to realize that consent is important, and that guy figured it out the hard way.
Yep. She should have stabbed him in the chest, but not
right.
Specifically. Although I did laugh when she asked him where her boyfriend was at the dance, and he's like, "I don't know. Are you gonna punch me?" No, I don't. I haven't seen him.
I'd have been like, "Yeah, I am. Where the fuck is my boyfriend?"
Yeah. No, I was referring to the guy after the dance and was being interviewed, and he says,
"I think they were young Republicans."
Yeah, he says they had fangs. They were biting people. They had this look in their eyes, totally cold, animal. I think they were young Republicans. I laughed my ass off, rewound that, and made sure to write that line down. That's great.
What this would have been. The just towards the end of the yuppie movement, right, of the 80s.
This would have been George Bush, the first Bush.
Yeah, so this would have been because in the 80s, the yuppie movement was like a big deal.
Well, we had Reagan in 84,
right,
and then it was before that. I thought
Carter was before?
I thought so.
Jimmy Carter.
I could be wrong though.
Still fucking alive, Jimmy Carter.
Barely. If you call that alive.
Listen, that dude's
He still
still
has a
out there
pulse.
building houses, like at 100
No, he's
years
not.
old. Yes, he is.
No, well, they had to wheel him to the polls a few months back and he looks like he is a skeleton in a bed. It is not great. He is not building houses anymore. That man
I saw
barely
a picture
do
of him not fairly recently using a bandsaw, which I was kind of terrified about.
It's not great. Anyway,
God bless Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
So the casual sexism of the hey baby, you want some real power between your legs, and then she throws him off the motorcycle. Yeah, that's
She's like,
funny.
oh, she's like, yeah, I do, and then takes the bike anyway. It's like, okay.
And then he's like, you effing, he drops the old D slang there,
Yeah. I do feel bad for that bike. She had no respect for that bike because, like, as soon as she gets to whatever,
It wasn't hers.
like,
Fuck that bike.
Sure, but like, she just jumps off and lets it hit the
Hey,
gate.
you know what? That'll teach him to hit on a fucking child. Okay.
Is the 90s.
Doesn't make it right. Although,
Age of consent 17. What does it matter? I don't know why I do my
right, hey,
voice
calm,
when I said
I was
that.
like, calm down there, Dan Cole.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, you better bleep out names again, Joey.
Wow. First and last on that one. Okay.
That was good.
We'll see.
Joey's just still mad at Dan for not putting the name.
Holy shit.
Dude,
Hey, look.
I was telling Ron just before we started for the last month, and this is kind of on me because I haven't uploaded the episode until like a Thursday. But for like the last month, all it's been saying on the drop on the beginning of the week is Comic Book Rundown. Last week, Comic Book Rundown was gone, and it's like Elite Eight Showdown, Patreon only or Patreon exclusive. No more Comic Book Rundown. Like, screw you, buddy. Come on.
That may have been Tim specifically.
Well, it's also
No, don't you backtrack. Screw you too, Tim. What the hell, man?
I stopped. I haven't posted
the network.
I haven't uploaded on a Sunday in so long, like because October like killed me. I'm finally gonna try to start doing it again, but like,
fuck them kids.
I will. I mean, and I don't know if they're listening, but
they're not.
I have
nobody listens
of, like,
to the show.
That's true. Like I have been like thinking of like moving the show to a different network. But that's really my own like thoughts. It kind of sucks because we have all the times where we drop the Patreon link and talk about Patreon over at Professional Casual, but
professionalcasual.com. Right, yeah. Patreon.com/professional casual.
301 tier.
301 tier.
Yeah.
Hit it there while you can.
Joey needs money, so he
don't feel like
Joey getting compensated for the fucking work he does would be insane. Buy a t-shirt, you fuck. With it. How's that? Does that work?
Right? Buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, we have new ones every once in a while. Whenever Ron.
Sorry, October was a bad month for me too. Okay?
I know. Well, yes, you had your Drawloween, which was awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
We should do a Buffy shirt that is also she's a union buster, because it's like the Vampire Union, and then it's Predator, or was it Alien? No, Alien and RoboCop.
Alien, RoboCop, and Buffy.
Yeah, Union Busters.
I mean, add to the list.
So one day I'm gonna have to go through my notebook and look at all the notes that I write on the top of the page of all the random shit that we're supposed to be doing and see how much of it we've actually done.
I mean, we've been talking about doing Patreon stuff for a while, and Chuck.
Hey, you guys are doing Patreon stuff.
Finally got on our ass to finally get it started. So
it's true. Go check that out.
Yeah,
hopefully.
So back to the movie.
Oh, that means I gotta get a hold of Dan or Tim about getting the Patreon.
I would do Tim. He's sober.
All right, good. I'll go
back to the movie. Another one of my favorite lines that I also say quite often is kill him a lot.
Yeah,
because that was fucking hilarious. Pee Wee Herman has some great lines in this movie. What's his real name?
Huh? Paul Rubin.
Paul Rubin. Yeah.
That was after he got his arm ripped off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got this jacket. Kill him a lot.
Oh man. And I'll give it this. Like him having his arm off looked decent versus Arnold in T2 same year, which looked bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold's also a lot bigger of a guy than
I was gonna say Arnold is fucking humongous though. That's not
No,
like
you're not
that'd be
wrong.
like trying to hide a turkey in your sweatshirt, man. Like it's just not gonna work out well.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
I watched a man steal an entire holiday ham from an Aldi's one time by tucking it into his pants and just walked out like it was nothing. So I do feel like if he could do that, then I think Arnold could have hit his arm better.
They could have done a better job.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It was really impressive though. He stole an entire holiday dinner one piece at a time by walking into that Aldi's and shoving it in his pants and walking out.
As a true fucking red-blooded American would do.
Absolutely.
All right, so backtrack because we got distracted from what I was trying to say.
Sorry.
So at the basketball game.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
At the basketball game.
We're talking about his ears and then we got off the
Yeah, we got off subject. So Grueller is intimidating everybody. Buffy has her cramps happen, realizes that he's a vampire, and already knows she's supposed to stay hidden for the most part, so that Lothos doesn't figure out who she is. And then she attacks Grueller on the court, and it's like, he knows who I am. I have to go. He wouldn't have known you were the Slayer if you didn't attack him, like in front of everybody.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Herself.
That's a good point.
Although I did after that, like he runs out of the gym and jumps at a guy on a payphone, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, that was pretty humorous.
Yeah.
Humorous.
That
was a professional
again. So there are a few tactics of distraction that make me chuckle. One of the things is when somebody says "look air" and they point somewhere. Okay, and the other one, not in this movie, but that always is peak is "I'm distracting you."
I do like that one too. Yeah,
and those are just peak because they always work. It doesn't matter who it is; they always work, and it's beautiful.
I love that for you, Ryan.
Thank you. So, my last note that I have is I wouldn't complain about Christy Swanson sitting on me. Is all I'm saying.
No, I wouldn't either.
When at the end of the movie, when he's like, "I can't move my leg." I thought we were
gonna make it through. I thought we were. I don't know why. I thought we were gonna make it through an episode. Because I set it up in the beginning, I was like, I'll make a comment about how hot she is, and Ron can just go off. And you didn't. I was like, growth for Ron. And then we
there was some growth. Wait, what?
I'm sure there was. She can rock the shit out of a halter top, you know?
She was rocking the shit out of everything she wore, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot she was a Valley girl in this because a lot of the time, because I know the progression is that she becomes this like grunge kid, but
as soon as she starts accepting her role as a Slayer and like starts training, the Valley girl like leaves. Like she doesn't she stops being the Valley girl and it's like becomes the like more knowledgeable. Everybody is so like
except the thing that makes her different than the other all the other Slayers. All right. And that's her keen fashion sense.
Yeah.
But also, blowtorching somebody's head with hairspray is pretty awesome.
That's pretty fun.
Did you feel like that weirdly was an abrupt end to the movie? There was a part of me that almost didn't even think that was like the end of it.
When they
blowtorch.
Well, yeah, because he comes.
He comes back. Yeah, after she blowtorches him. They come back into the thing, and then
the gym. Which he should not have been able to get into the gym. Neither should Benny. Everybody else,
correct, because they weren't invited.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
He comes back in there, and then that's when they kill him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she stabbed him
because he throws Pike through the whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he tells her to come in his eyes.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, she stabs him, and he's like, "Oh, that's not gonna stop me." And then she like kicks it into him. He's like, "That might," and like drops. Like that was okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, this movie.
So,
It was a
to our
I had fun with it.
to the new part of the show that I made called "Quotes Out of Context." There is a part in this where he's talking to Buffy, Lothos is, and he says, "Come in my eyes," and I'm just like,
How many times did that happen to you, Ron?
because I'm a child.
Okay.
Never. I've almost been drowned before, but never gotten it in my eyes.
Don't let people pee on you, Ron. That's weird.
Look, I don't care if squirt is pee, so help me be it. Whatever. Like,
No,
it is what it is.
look, I get it. You go to Germany, you hear about the clubs, and you're like, there's no real clubs like this. And then you get there, and it's a baby pool, and there's a bunch of people in latex suits, and they just want you to pee on them. And I get it, Ron. You want to experience
Wait.
culture.
Do they pay me to pee on them?
No. You just go for the fun of it.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
no fun.
Yeah, and then you were like, "Oh, well, I'm going to experience other cultures. I will get in the pool." And then you realized that it was too deep because you can't swim because you're kind of
No,
like Joey.
that's Joey. Joey can't swim. I can swim just fine.
Yeah, Joey, don't go to Germany.
I'm not
buddy. We don't want
I'm
you
not
to-
Italian. I'm not Italian. I know how to swim. It's fine.
Hey, some Italians know how to swim, just not this
That's
guy.
a weird. It's so weird. All right.
Look into it, man. I don't know. It could be right. I said it on the show, so it's canon.
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't think I've ever heard it's Italian.
I don't
can't
think-
Swim,
wait,
but okay.
Can anybody in your family swim, Joey?
Yeah, literally everybody else. I'm the only one that can't.
What happened to you?
Because he's just so thick and
Well, I guess
rock
Tommy doesn't
solid
really
that
know
he
how
just
to either.
stinks. There's something you
Okay,
can do.
that's why I thought none of your family could swim, because Tommy can't swim either.
Yeah, none of the rest of them can. Bella can.
I mean,
that's all I care about. She knows.
I would have
when
probably
the roll's
thrown
around, she
Tommy
can
in the
swim away.
pool. Huh?
Well, yeah. Anyway, what's up? Pizza?
Anywho,
What are we talking about?
well, you guys got any notes?
Just head over to YouTube because Ron's head lines up perfectly with the background. so Ron's got a sweet pair of tits right now. I don't know if anybody cares, but
There
yeah,
you go.
it lines up really good.
Listen, if I had those, I wouldn't be here on the show. I'd be in,
Vegas?
touching them.
I said in Vegas.
No, I wouldn't be sharing them. They're mine.
Fair.
Okay,
so that's all the notes I got. So let's move on to the end, I guess.
the kill count.
I got a total of 22, and we have one lost limb in. I think its name was like a million, but Paul Rubens, his arm.
Oh yeah, Pee-wee's arm. That's his jerking arm too, because then he dies.
That was his left arm.
Yeah, he's a lefty.
Maybe he's a lefty.
Maybe he's a lefty. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
of us
did-
him
are
and I have a
right-handed,
lot-
Joey.
Yeah, him and I have a lot of things in common.
Wait, Chuck, you're left-handed?
Yeah.
Are you
Hey,
really?
me too. Look at that, Joey. You're in the minority now. What?
Oh yeah, what? Oh man, oh no, oh no.
We already established that he was because he's the Italian who can't swim. So he's already the
the
minority.
flower. Anyway. All right, so Ron, big guy.
Simon has his hand out.
I see that. Don't care.
What?
But it's right-handed.
Yeah,
That's
go away.
funny.
Nobody cares.
I'm defending the right hand gang.
Appreciate that, Si.
Joey says, fuck off, kid.
Oh, what?
He didn't really say that. Anyways,
Minorities
Bingo.
together.
Yeah.
So we have misogyny, rejecting destiny, training montage, dead mentor, fourth wall breaks, ID reveal to villain, ID reveal to a friend, a betrayal by a friend, the responsibility thing, a lot of comic logic, cameo, an origin flashback, sexual innuendo, talking tropes, and did I say cameo?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Product placement. I don't know why you didn't get product placement.
Fuck, I forgot product placement. Yep.
There was Pepsi cans all over the place.
Yeah.
I know, wild cherry
Taste of-
diet Pepsi.
Gross.
Yeah,
taste
it was
of a new
one of-
generation, so it makes
one of
sense.
the cheerleaders. Yeah, because that was no way. I was thinking of New Coke. Sorry, never mind. That was
New Coke
90s.
was
They did
gross.
New Coke.
Crystal Coke.
Yeah,
No, Crystal Pepsi. There's Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi and New Coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Do you remember New Coke?
Coke
Do you remember
2.
what
It was
tastes
Coke,
Yeah,
it was
I don't
Coke
remember.
2.
No, they actually had New Coke as well.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
because Coke 2 was supposed to taste just like Pepsi.
Was it?
And yes,
I
because
don't remember
my dad worked for Coke at the time.
that. Okay.
And my dad was a Pepsi guy, like all his life. And they kept trying to. Yeah, we have a Coke plant here in Fort Wayne, and he was able, he had a job out there for a little bit.
I guess. Okay.
But
job, Joe, you know?
they couldn't have any products from Pepsi like with them. So my dad had a bottle of Coke that he would just pour a Pepsi into and drink, like while he was on the job, And
Easy.
but when the Coke 2 came out, and they're like, "Oh, it tastes just like Pepsi," my dad's like, "Yeah, it tastes like garbage. It doesn't taste anything like Pepsi. All it was sweet Coke,
That tracks.
and not even the good
so
sweet Coke."
McDonald's Coke. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Alrighty. Chuck. What?
I was gonna say Spawn Cape.
Yeah, Spawn Cape. Sorry. Okay.
I don't know. There wasn't really a lot of special effects for the most part.
Really
I mean,
wasn't.
people floating around was cool.
Yeah, but I think that was all practical.
Yeah. I mean, costumes were cool. Practical was cool. I don't know. Like 3 out of I don't know, 17 Spawn Capes.
Okay.
3 out of 17 is a pretty good gap.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
I mean, there were no special. I guess we've never set a precedence of what happens
So
if
it'd be
there's
like
literally
one
no
for one
special
almost.
effects.
No, actually, it'd be like 1 for 100 almost.
It'd be 0 out of 100 because there's no special effects.
Would it just be 0 out of 0?
No, because 0 out of 0 is still like a
0.
Oh,
Math. Hashtag
It
math.
doesn't. Anyways, Chuck,
Listen,
what was your?
I got a C in statistics. We should be glad I can wipe myself. My score. Okay. All right. Is this a Buffy movie? I don't know. I guess so.
It is. It is the Buffy movie, actually.
Yeah, true. Did they ever make another? Did they make a Buffy movie based off the television show?
They made it. They made a motion comic Buffy movie.
That's not the same.
But yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, but it's based off the comic series that continues from the series, the show.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Would I ever watch this movie again? Probably not. If it was on at a party that I was hanging out at and the theme was 90s Halloween stuff and I had already seen Hocus Pocus that day, I would.
You want more Yabos in your life?
Yeah, I was fine. This is a perfectly fine movie. It doesn't try to be anything that it's not. It's very campy. I think this is rare, but if I watch this again, and probably the more that I watch it, the funnier it's going to be to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It kind of
I do know.
This feels like a movie that probably grows on people. You know what I mean? That being said, this is the second time I watched it. Maybe definitely the first time all the way through. I'm gonna say 4.82.
No. There we go.
Look at Chuck using the 100th place.
Well, I feel like I give a lot of 4.8s, so gotta shield it up.
Yeah, give us another 25 movies and we'll figure out that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I remember watching this as a young impressionable kid. I've always thought it was funny. I throw quotes from it out a lot, even if nobody ever gets it. I enjoy it. I mean, yes, it is dumb. It is campy. There are so many problems with it. The storyline and the backstory and stuff is garbage. But I really like this movie. and my score is definitely going to reflect that. I have, like I said, I've seen it twice this year. I have probably seen this movie like over 10 times. I mean, I own the DVD, for crying out loud. Like,
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good movie. I'm going to give it a 7.31.
Very respectable.
Joey?
Honestly, I had a good time with this movie. It was fun. I can understand why you like it so much. And I can agree with Chuck. I think if I were to watch it more often, I
You
would
catch a lot more things the more you watch it, and
it's also it'd be like just quoting it randomly, like oh yeah, just because it's a dumb line said in a dumb moment, and it was funny. It hit on a whatever funny bone, whatever. Like it's not a terrible movie. It's not a terrible movie. As of right now, it's fine. Like this is a movie that I'm not like running to watch again right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be upset watching it again. So that being said, it's straight down the middle for me. It's a 5. Which
Rookie number.
Yeah, well, it's still higher than yours.
Yeah, but you can't do a round number.
I can too. I just
Fucks up your whole system, Joey. You yell at Ron regularly about percentage, about decimals.
Technically, and funny enough, I yell at Ron only. You, for like the last, 10 movies, have been giving 1 decimal point, and I haven't said shit to you.
Yeah, but at least I'm not giving it. Oh, whatever. Okay, anyway.
Anywho, yeah, so with that score, we have a combined score of 5.71, which, it ties with Batman and Robin.
Oh, does it? Does it tie, Joey?
It ties at number 66.
It's funny though. I would watch this again before I watch Batman and Robin.
I wouldn't. I would happily watch.
That's because you guys are Batman simps.
Yeah. And?
No, I'm an Arnold Schwarzenegger simp specifically, and that's
true.
Peak Arnold for me.
You are a Schwarzenegger simp, so
absolutely.
But what's around it?
Undoubtedly.
We've got Ghostbusters at 5.76, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen at 5.73, Incredibles at 5.7, and Episode 1, The Phantom Menace at a 5.65. Oh, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Use at a 5.65. So
that's interesting. I don't like any of those movies nearly as.
Honestly, like I feel like Incredibles is a little bit better than this movie, but that's just me.
Was I here for Incredibles?
Yes, you were.
Wow, that's a forgettable movie. I don't remember watching that at all.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Interesting. No, like I do remember watching it. I just think I don't really like that movie all that much. It's no Bolt. You know what I
mean? Which Bolt is
on the list? It better fucking be on the list.
I mean, it's not really a comic book movie, but it's a
superhero movie.
It's a superhero movie, so that's why it might be on the list. I don't know. It's like 2006 or something, so we got a minute.
Question: If the movie has a comic book in it that the characters are based off of, like the comic book exists in the universe of the movie, is that also on the list?
It depends. What's the movie?
I don't know. I'm just asking questions because
I thought you had something specific in mind. I was kind of excited.
Yeah, specifically, I was thinking, "Are you afraid of the Dark episode of The Ghastly Grinner?" Because I think that was actually.
Well, in that case, we gotta count all of.
I think that's technically a movie. I think that was technically a movie, a television movie special.
Are you afraid
if I
of
remember
dark?
correctly? It was a 1-hour special that they did at Halloween called The Ghastly Grinner. Terrified me. Fucking terrified me as a kid.
I'll look into it. That maybe we'll do that for Halloween next year.
That could be fun. Anyway, yeah, that's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, Ronald.
What?
Is that it?
Yeah, I was just drawing pictures on my notepad.
Okay.
He's so bored now. He's like, I'm done with this.
No, I was listening. You guys were
He's-
talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Chuck was talking about how he's actually scared of it. And I was just drawing a little. I was just drawing a little flower on my notepad. So.
Oh wow. Anyway, you can find me over at patreon.com/professional casual. Hit that 301 tier that directly supports the show. Without you directly supporting it, Joey gets no sort of compensation for all of the hard work he does, and then
And I'm a
he's
sad
just going to
boy.
continually assume that nobody loves him, which at the time of recording is true because nobody signs up for our Patreon. So head over to patreon.com/professional casual 301. That's the tier that will help Joey's tears.
Yeah.
Thought there was a
Right.
giant bug on my wall. I got really scared for a second. Anyway, Ronald, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game, and you can find me right here on this podcast. Joey?
You guys can find me over on Twitter at Comic Rundown, Instagram and Threads, Comic Rundown, email comicrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcast. You have a choice. If you do, we'll read an upcoming episode. We've got merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic, and our song was done by Cam, Doctor, what, or just Cam. I can't remember what we're gonna do.
Let's just call him Cam. Just Cam.
He's the father doctor formerly known as Cam.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah.
You can also find
Or-
my other show,
Or he's the Cam formerly
Walk the
known as Dr.
Multiverse.
Father? I don't know.
Maybe we'll just call him
Look,
FDP.
look at that.
Ooh,
You can find
there
my
you
other
go.
show, Walk to the Multiverse, over on Twitter at Walk the Verse, and over on a whole different network. I actually do a lot of stuff over there. So
Yeah, go
Joey
support
is
that
a
network.
too much.
Joey is a slave to the Geek Ultimate Alliance Network.
Yeah.
Joey doesn't care about his family or his own personal time. Nobody cares about Joey's personal time less than him. Like, it's wild. Joey will waste his.
I'm taking
Listen.
a week off.
Hey,
Because
listen.
October killed me.
If Joey didn't carry the weight that he carries, this show wouldn't be here. And a lot of shows on the GUA wouldn't be there either. So,
That's also true.
I mean, maybe.
And go check out
This-
his
one.
go check out his interview with Zack Snyder. It was very good.
yeah.
You get to hear
He
Zack Snyder
only-
yell at his dog. It's pretty cool.
Joey only simps a little bit.
You know what? For that man, I will. Anyway, so that being said,
So fucking weird. But okay.
Oh, yeah, our next movie. I guess we should probably cover that.
yeah.
next one.
So we're this was December. We're in December now, obviously with this episode. So our next movie, we're gonna finish up the year with some Star Wars stuff. And we're gonna start out with the holiday special from 1978. You guys can watch along with us. It is on YouTube for free with all of the 78 the 1978 commercials as well. So that's fun. Yep.
I am excited about the commercials. I am not excited about watching this.
Dude, this is what I watch at least once a year, usually around Christmas time.
Because, like, I'll be honest, rewatching Star Wars has kind of ruined my love for Star Wars. And I feel like this is going to fucking put a nail in the coffin. And I'm just
You're
like,
you're not wrong in
all
that assessment. Yeah.
right. All right.
But I need some Christmas stuff, and that's a holiday close enough. And yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Remember when we all were excited about Star Wars?
Star
Remember
Wars
that?
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when we
Hey,
liked Star
you
Wars?
know what?
Mandalorian
You know
was just
what?
coming out and it was cool.
I'll have you know that I have given some fairly high scores out for the Star Wars movies, okay?
I have two, but I've also been like, Jesus, these kind of suck.
But then again, I've also had some that I have given some very low scores out to. So,
I think I've been perfectly fair in all of my scores. So
I mean, honestly, it's not going to change my opinion on the Star Wars films. I just won't watch them for like a year, and then I'll be like, "Oh yeah,
I still
watch it
love
again."
Star Wars. I'm just reminded that it's not a really. It was a very convoluted story that they have been trying to retcon ever since, and they just can't seem to get it right.
well, okay, they do get it right. You just have to read the novels, and then you have to watch the other shows, and then you have to read the
You're not
review.
wrong. You're not
It's not
wrong.
that they, yes, it's not that they get it right. It's just they keep expanding it more and more and more because of one scene in like in the original movies. Like there's a whole in A New Hope that he's called Darth because Darth was his first name, and they explain that 40 years later in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Yep.
Aren't they all Darths? Isn't that like a title?
Darth is a title in the original script, in the original A New Hope.
Oh, his name was Darth Vader.
It was Darth.
See.
Yeah.
First name Darth, last name Vader.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
They call me Dark Daddy.
And then they explain it in Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Okay.
It's kind of bad.
The holiday special.
The holiday special.
And you said it's on YouTube?
It is on YouTube for free. Yep. There might be like 2 versions. I don't know. I know of one version that I tend to watch usually. Just type it in. You'll find it.
I feel like you should send us a link so we all watch the same one.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Anyway, all right.
All right. So thank you all for listening. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Somebody Scooby-Doo. I think that was the theme song to the original Buffy, wasn't it? Oh, that was Smallville. Fuck!